Hello guys, this is Rami X and this is my 100 subscriber special, though our channel is far past that number now. Anyhow, if you read the title, this is what if Hashirama kept the Biju, and I guess it's Darius X. I'll start, then Darius X will come in and do the rest. And then I think I'll pick it up again. Okay, so like all what ifs, I'll have to tweak the canon a bit. So in this what if, Hashirama is going to have to keep all of the Biju he had, and at some point, he's also going to have to get Shukaku from the sand in exchange for fertile land, which they would agree on because you can't really plant on sand, as most of you know. You can, like palm trees, but you cannot in things like tomatoes and whatnot. Anyways, so also in exchange for fertile lands, and agreed, and the leaf had obtained all the tailed beasts. Hashirama then gave all the tailed beasts to the clans within the village to show his appreciation. These clans were the Aberama, Nara, Inuzuka, Akamichi, Hyuga, Uchiha, Senju/Uzumaki, Yamanaka, and Saratobi clan. It also became a clan tradition for the clans to give the tailed beasts to their sons or second sons, or their first son. It really wouldn't matter. I think I only need to cover the Hyuga, Senju, and Uchiha clans. Jinchuriki first off. For the Uchiha, their tailed beast was the 8 tails, because they would be able to genjutsu it if it got out of control. Excuse me. Their Jinchuriki was Shisui Uchiha. For the Hyuga clan, their Jinchuriki was Hiyashi, or whichever one is Neji's father. Okay? Or his brother. Anyways, we know how they both die, which is still how they die, or how he dies, actually. It's only singular. Also, yeah, I think that's fine. So, and now for the, oh my gosh, I drew a blank. Uzumaki clan. Sorry, there's going to be starters in this video because of course there is, but also because this is a very long script. Anyways, so, and for the Senju, Mito is the first Jinchuriki, and then Kushina, then Naruto. But this time, Naruto gets the full force of the Kyuubi, just due to the fact that Hiruzen was able to help him out because he is the 4 tails. And that would amp him a lot. As yeah, I will not get into the scaling, but yeah, making it easier for me until to seal all of the 9 tails chakra within Naruto, and add Kushina's chakra and write a scroll to inform Naruto on how to use the Uzumaki sealing chains to control his tailed beast. The 4 tails, which is Hiruzen's tailed beast, is then sealed in Konohamaru, who we age up to everyone else in the Konoha 11. And the Saratobi clan doesn't like Konohamaru because he got the 4 tails, and it kind of made it so that Hiruzen died, if you kind of get that. Anyways, all of the Jinchuriki have been hated or gotten looked at in various ways and whatnot. They start a bond, or a group, at least a bond, where they try to control their tailed beast friendship-wise. And for them, friendships-wise, Sasuke, Naruto, and Hinata are best friends, and everyone else are just best friends. And one day, they all encountered their tailed beast. Also, this is who has each tailed beast. Shikamaru has Shikaku, Kiba has Matatabi, Hinata has the Sobu, Konohamaru has the 4 tails, Choji has the 5 tails, Ino has the 6 tails, Shino has the 7 tails, Sasuke has the 8 tails, and Naruto has the 9 tails. Anyhow, they all are in their subconscious, but because they are all in the same area at the same time, they connect with each other on a deeper level, being together and seeing each other in a kind of white space where they all were. And if you played the story games, you would kind of know this thing. It's where all the Edo's Jinchuriki are with Naruto. And saw all of their tailed beasts as they all introduced themselves as Naruto then said, "You guys all look really nice," as the 9 tails then grinned as Naruto then said, and a bit scary as they then jumped on top of all their Jinchuriki, or tailed beast in this case, as they explained their origin story, like the Sage of 6 Paths and whatnot. This is because they had agreed to make a pact in which they would try to be friendly to their Jinchuriki to see if they can finally have a true friend. They also had decided that they would let every Jinchuriki talk to each tailed beast, and the ones who were the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th most kind would master their tailed beast without having to create, I guess you could say, a strong foundational bond, though they have been creating a sort of bond. Or at least be able to access the chakra per se, like for Naruto, KCM1. Also, I'm going to make it so that every tailed beast has a sort of KCM. I've done this in my What a Kakashi Guide about the Naruto, which if you haven't seen, you should check it out. Shameless plug, but you should go do that, honestly. I'm finished that series now, though. and check it out. But anyhow, I'm just doing this so Naruto doesn't dominate his friends as much as he still is going to, but he's not going to have like a god complex over like Shino and Sasuke, who are probably going to be the second and third most strongest, unless Hinata gets like the huge amp that I could be planning in the future. Teehee. Anyways, they also in the Jinchuriki introduced themselves kind of like how Team 7 did on the rooftop with Kakashi, but they go in depth about things, and out of all the people, Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, Choji, and Shino are the most friendly, which is in no order, and if you disagree with Sasuke being there, then it's due to the fact that his clan hasn't been killed off yet, so he has a more childish and outgoing nature and more kind. They then returned to the real world, fighting in their new forms, as the others who hadn't gotten new power had watched in awe, as they wished that they had obtained that power, as they then got up and tried to enter their subconscious, and they did, asking for the form, and they say, or the tail beast said, fine, but not all their power, about half, as they said, you have to create stronger bonds in order to gain the other half, coming out of nowhere as they started fighting with everybody else, as they then decided that they would play a sort of game. That was, excuse me, in which they would do 2v1s and 1v1s. And they did. Konohamaru and Sasuke versus Naruto, Ino versus Shino, Shikamaru versus Choji, and Kiba versus Hinata. Alright guys, so this is Darius X right now, and this is my first time being on the Rami X channel. A link to my video will be in the description, so you can just click it and get to my channel. So I hope you guys enjoy my narration for this half of, or this portion of this what if. Alright. So, the fight that is now happening is Kiba versus Hinata. Hinata goes into her ICM mode, as Kiba uses his two-tailed form to try and match Hinata, but naturally the Free Tails is stronger, and Hinata has even more power in this state because it's in a chakra mode. Kiba rushes towards Hinata as Hinata activates her Byakugan, stepping into a gentle fist position as he then says, enough. Games, grabbing her hand, before they could touch him and picking her up as he then kicked her, but she grabbed his foot using Coral Reef. Isobu's Kekkei Genkai, or the Free Tail's Kekkei Genkai, as he was then stuck in place and couldn't move his leg. He would then say cheap trick. He would then use his other leg, falling to the ground, and he couldn't get up. And Hinata just stood over him, winning, because he couldn't do anything. So, anyways, now the next fight is Shino versus Ino. Shino activates his CCM mode, Chome Chakra mode, giving him and his bugs newfound strength, as Ino runs at Shino, activating her Six Tails form, as she then punches Shino. As Shino then said, with Ino's fist buried in his face, he then says, you shouldn't have done that. It was a very stupid move. You should have analyzed before you went charging at me. Exclaiming, if you did, then you would have seen the 7 bugs on my face. As he then said, these bugs repopulate very quickly, especially with food. That food is my chakra, which Chome over here has boosted to a huge amount. As they then swarmed her arm. As Ino then pulled her arm away, her body was covered with Shino's bugs. Shino then also said, you should have at least jumped back when you punched me in the face and I didn't budge, smirking as she screamed. She screamed because of the bugs. And then Shino said, off, and all of his bugs retreated into this ceiling jar, which he can open and make, if he gets into a battle with someone, Shino can capture people. It's really interesting. Yes. Anyways, Shino has won that fight. And we now switch to Shikamaru versus Choji. The reason I say Shikamaru is, don't worry, I will say Shikamaru, but Shikamaru is the real pronunciation, and I just wanted to say that. Anyways, that's a little bit off track, but I will continue to say Shikamaru. Anyways, let's go. Shikamaru versus Choji. Choji charges at Shikamaru in KCM, not to be confused with Naruto's KCM, Kibi Chakra mode, but it is Kokuo Chakra Mode. Kokuo, like the horse-looking tail beast. Anyways, in this mode, he had boosted speed, and Shikamaru wasn't able to react as Choji punched Shikamaru, and Shikamaru got up by Shikaku cushioning the blow with his sand. As Shikamaru remarked, if Shikaku hadn't blocked with his sand, I would have been finished. As he then used the Shadow Possession Jutsu, but Choji was too fast, and also this Choji is basically always skinny because Kokuo boosted his speed so much, kind of like the Akimichi food pills. And Shikamaru gives up, saying he's too fast for my arsenal. And my arsenal also isn't equipped to deal with his moveset. As Choji won, and we now switch to the final fight, Sasuke and Konohamaru versus Naruto Uzumaki. Sasuke starts off with firing a fireball jutsu at Naruto. Naruto catches it with his bare hand in KCM, and Sasuke went into GCM Gyuki Chakra Mode, or the 8-Tails Chakra Mode form, as Konohamaru went into his 4-Tailed state. As they tag team Naruto with one punch each, so basically they punch Naruto, Naruto grabbed each of their hands. Naruto grabbed each of their fists as Konohamaru said, "Lava release, Magna Ball!" As Naruto dodged it, still holding their hands, as he then said, "Watch this," as he threw them into the air. And basically what Naruto is doing, he is going to use a Tail Beast Bomb, and the 8-Tails warned Sasuke that he's going to use a Tail Beast Bomb, so Sasuke did the same as their Tail Beast Bombs clashed, and Naruto's was clearly winning. He was obviously having the upper hand, being the 9-Tails Jinchuriki. Konohamaru used one of his own, which did nothing to derail Naruto's attack, as Naruto then said, "How about all you guys use your Tail Beast Bombs?" As they all did, even with the blast as a whole team, as the blast was coming for Naruto was having a heart-to-heart, deep conversation with Kirama. As their blast started pushing Naruto's back, Naruto was able to gain access to KCM2 by bumping fists with Kirama and creating a bond, as he overpowered their blast by the fast boost in power, as Naruto then proceeded to blitz all of them, as they all got knocked out. And while they were out, he was training in his base to boost his strength in KCM2 and KCM1 because of the multiplier. So he knows he'll have to learn some new jutsu to compete with them. As he takes the scroll of sealing, writing down all the jutsu as he puts it into his own scroll, and then he puts it back in the exact same spot so nobody is suspicious. And he then started practicing all the jutsu. He saw and learned a new jutsu from the Scroll of Sealing, the Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. And under it, it showed the secret to the Shadow Clone Jutsu for training. So he did it. But in learning jutsu, he uses it to learn new jutsu. We now have a 1-month time skip, and everyone has gotten a better handle over their Tail Beast power and combining their own power with their Tail Beast. And everyone who hadn't gotten their chakra modes have obtained them. And in this month, Naruto has shared 3 jutsus with his fellow Jinchuriki, the Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu, 5 chakra nature, all 5 chakra natures, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 sword-wielding jutsu. A jutsu that Hashirama Senju used against Madara in the Storm games. I'm sorry if you guys haven't played that. It's just a quick little reference if anyone understands. And it will basically be like how Killer Bee has 6 to 8 swords, but a set amount of swords for the number of tails on your beast. Pretty much, they all start learning Kinjutsu, while Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata go to train to learn all the new jutsu they didn't know. I'm also going to give all of them 5 chakra natures, because the ones they don't have, the chakra natures that they don't have, the Tail Beast will certainly have. In this case, they have to have the chakra natures in order for the story to flow. Anyways, Sasuke and Hinata have learned every jutsu in the Scroll of Sealings except for one, which sounded a bit crazy. the reanimation jutsu, or impure world reincarnation, which they didn't want to use due to the circumstances and just cause they didn't really need it. So they then returned to their fellow Jinchuriki, kind of having a complex over all of the others in a way, where they were so powerful that even though Hinata was the three-tailed Jinchuriki, she could beat Ino, the six-tailed Jinchuriki. Kind of like that. And she has ways to deal with Shino, many ways. This is also when they are all about to turn thing. No, bro. What was I gonna say? Okay, sorry. I'm sorry about that. Naruto has a very strong bond with Sasuke's family because Mikoto was Kushina, Naruto's mother's best friend. Anyhow, one day they were all walking into Uchiha compound because Sasuke got a big place that they can hang out at, bro. Like, man's got a big crib. Anyways, they were all hanging out in the Uchiha compound as everything was quiet. As Naruto said, "No way," as he activated KCM2, as he said, "Follow me," as he was too late, witnessing Itachi kill all of the Uchiha. Being terrified to the person who he thought would never do such a thing, they all then watched in horror as Itachi then prepared to kill his mother and his father, as all 9 of them stopped him, as they activated their full power, pressing Itachi. As Konohamaru and Kiba took Fugaku and Mikoto away from the fight using an Earth-style mud cage jutsu, as they returned to the fight, as Shikamaru was able to catch Itachi in the Shadow Possession Jutsu. Then Sasuke activated his free Tomoe Sharingan, as they then used all their abilities as they were all about to hit Itachi. But then he used his Susanoo, blocking the attack with his Yata-mirror. As he was drained from fighting all the Jinchuriki and their everlasting attacks, and from killing the rest of the Uchiha, a tear would shed from his eye. Then he would grab Naruto and disappear as they screamed, "Stop!" But he hadn't returned. Naruto then said, "Why did you do this?" And Itachi explained everything. He even explained to him about the masked man and said, "I took you here because you can change the world with your power." As he then grabbed the dead Uchiha's eyes and said, "Naruto, you must take these." As he then went into his eyes, or the dead Uchiha's eyes, he got the dead Uchiha's eyes, and they went into Naruto's. As he then said, "Naruto, please guide Sasuke and the others to a brighter future." As he then said, "Sorry, I almost forgot something." As he placed Shizui Uchiha of Koto Natsukami's eye into Naruto's right eye. He then said, "I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere," taking Danzo Shimiru's eye in an instant, leaving him kind of blind and dizzy, exhausted. It was so quick that Danzo didn't even realize. Putting the other eye into Naruto's left. And he then said, "Take this," pulling out a jar that had 2 Sharingan. These were clone versions of Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan, which he then said, "Put these in your eyes once you start to go blind. No, put it in right now." As he did, and activated the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. As Itachi then put the 2 Sharingan into a jar, saying, "All these Uchiha," there's about 8 here, and they all have the free Tomoe Sharingan. They're a full-blood family, so make your friends use these eyes. And mother and father will kill themselves, as they'll awaken their MS by seeing their first dead body. And swap eyes. Implant them into all of your eyes. He's not talking to Naruto, he's talking about all the Jinchuriki. And you will be able to close your eyes by envisioning both of your eyes closing at once. He then returned to the group, telling them everything as they implanted the Sharingan in their eyes, and they had gained a huge boost in power. They then started training with these Sharingan as they released the mud cage and saw dying Mikoto and Fugaku Uchiha, as Itachi ran up to them as he died in his hands, saying, "You made us proud," as he awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan, and Itachi returned, trading blows with Sasuke and leaving. Again, as the others seeing their first death, activating their Mangekyo Sharingan, and trading eyes because the eyes they had were all related to each other as they had all gone to EMS now. I will be passing it off to Rami X. I hope you guys enjoyed my narration, and you start now. X again, back. And now I'm just picking it up again. Sorry about that. Hey guys, I'll be continuing from here. Then a few months pass. So they're just about to be entering the academy, and everyone likes Naruto, Sasuke, and Shino. That's basically who everybody's fangirling over, as well, because they are the top. But in like a ranking, Choji, Hinata, and Ino are also in around the top 5, if you will, or top 6. In the ranking out of all of them, at least. And they don't really learn anything because they know everything already, so they're just kind of bored. And one day they ask the third Hokage to let them not have to go to the academy and just train with each other. Excuse me, until they're able to. Sorry, I keep burping. I don't even know. Until they're able to be assigned Genin squads. Right then and there, but Hiruzen said, why not wait? They say fine, as they get more training, and they also get more Sasuke and Naruto-like personalities, seeing the world as a cruel thing that they will make pure. 4 years then pass, and it's a month before they're assigned squads, as they have been training non-stop, getting to an immeasurable amount of power, as they were just eating dinner in the mansion that they had bought for all of them, as they finished their food. Also, the Hokage had funded for it as well. As they finished their food and went to the training room, as they always did every single time after dinner and after breakfast. Choji was then attacked by Danzo, as Danzo tried to grab his eye, but Shikamaru had caught him with the Shadow Possession Jutsu in the nick of time. As Choji slammed his fist into, as also it was fast enough to catch Danzo so quickly because Shikamaru's magnet release inherently because Shikaku's Kekkei Genkai, so it attracted to his arm guard thing. Anyhow, possession jutsu as Choji slammed his fist into Danzo's face as the others arrived, and Naruto and Sasuke said, me and Naruto can handle this. As they said, this is revenge! As Sasuke blitzed Danzo and grabbed his leg, lifting him up and swinging him. As every time he came up, Naruto punched him, kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but he'd kind of go in like a wheel shape, and then every single time he came up, Naruto would be hitting him right in his face. Anyways, as Naruto then used his one-tailed state, using his tail, ripping Danzo apart with Sasuke's one-tailed state as well, kind of pulling Danzo's body apart. His lower body then flooded with wood style as he grabbed Sasuke and Naruto as they couldn't move, as they said, no, we must get revenge, as they broke out of it, but then were put into stronger and thicker bindings as they then crashed to the ground and were being held in midair by wood. And the others, well, they had exhausted their tail beast, Sasuke and Naruto had exhausted their tail beast, so they also weren't able to get help from them in the morning by chakra sparring in the morning, and they used all their chakra, and kind of, so they were going to do taijutsu training, not chakra training, so they didn't really expect fighting somebody. As Shikamaru then said, his goal is to get your Sharingan, so don't let him touch them. As Choji said, got it, using it as expansion jutsu, ramming Danzo, as Ino then said, water style, great devastation, as Danzo's trees were being cut down, as Naruto and Sasuke were then let free, breathing heavily on the ground, as they then collapsed. They're not knocked out, but they collapsed. Konohamaru then said, hold your breath, as he said, Sarutobi styles, ash cloud, as Hinata said, twin lion fist, as she slammed them into his stomach, as it almost knocked him out, as Shino then said, watch this, bug swarm jutsu, as he pulled out the jar of bugs he used on Ino, who had only doubled in population, latching onto Danzo as they poisoned him, and then Kiba said, Akamaru now, as he activated his MCM, amping Akamaru as they used Fang over Fang in himself as well. on Danzo killing him. Anyhow, this was part 1 to what if Hashirama kept the Biju. And if Toby Rama is watching this, I actually want to make a Toby Rama what if. I'm gonna make a Toby Rama what if. I'm not gonna say what's gonna come out, but it's gonna come out next week. So it's next week, after the weekend. Sunday, but I'm not promising. I'm just saying that expect it. It might be Monday, might be Tuesday. You never know. And even if I do release it, I'll release 2 part zeros of 2 what ifs. Anyways, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this what if. This was my 100 subscriber special. And I hope you just really enjoyed it because I put a lot of effort into this, you know? And Darius already kind of signed off, so I'll just end it here, kind of. Thank you for your everlasting support on my channel, and I hope you enjoyed this. Once we hit 200 subscribers, I'll release the next part. So just stay tuned and enjoy. This was Rami X and Darius X. Please go check out his channel. Within the description below, eventually it will get there. And, peace out. I love you all.